Okay, so I am now opening the file that I mentioned previously. I actually had to go take a new picture of it, and oops, I need to open it in Photoshop. Open. These are being opened as new files. I'm going to rotate them and kind of prep them for placement. I did a scan on the flatbed scanner, and it altered the color significantly, as you can see, so I had to take a picture with my phone. I am going to, if I had enough time, I would open these as well, but for now we're just going to work with these. Okay, I'm going to select all, I'm going to rotate the image. Image rotate. I have shortcuts for this, but I always forget them. There they are. Okay, so that's the right side of the page with the correct color. And I think I will open also the version that's flatter and pressed down. The paper kind of warped. And same thing, we'll rotate that. I'm going to select all, copy, escape, we'll save it with the new rotation. And paste. What I have now is two layers of the same image. I'm going to crop and place. What I think I'll do first is I will go ahead and crop. Even though it doesn't have the best color, I'll crop the flat one first, and then I'll add color in. First, we just got to get this all in place. So I'm going to select, first I'm going to rotate this a little bit, Control All, or Command A, Command T. Oops. Rotate this guy. Copy. Now I'm going to go to this file, paste. It's going to convert colors fine. Okay, I want to put this in a new folder. I want to stay organized. So that's under, we'll call that crystal background painting. Move it over about to where it should go. Looks like a perfect size. Okay, save. My battery is running really low, so this is going to cut off very shortly. Darn it. Let's go to this one. Select all. I'm going to image, rotate, image rotation. Then I just need to do 180 degrees. Oh, wait, maybe it was already right. Oh no, that was correct. This is how I want it. So this one's good to go. I'm going to crop this one a bit though. No need to bring in all this extra stuff when I don't need it. and this one looks like wasn't as warped, so I can just keep the actual photo scan that's more correct. Crop, save, enter, and I'm just going to select all, copy, I'm going to X out, paste, okay, put this one in place. Curious, it's just barely clearing the monuments area. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Enter. Okay. That's step one. Looks like I can make this other side a little bigger as well. It looks like she's wanting this greenish shape to come across over there. So I'll make that bigger. Somewhat. And let's see if this middle hand section lines up with the hand on the bottom. Yeah, we're on the right track. That works. Okay, so before my computer dies, I'm going to save. And then we'll move on to the next here. Okay, I'm going to hide that. Next thing I will add will be the monuments and the hands. And I just realized these monuments were never painted. I can just copy that color and just paste it over there, probably. Alright, so again I'm going to open, and now I'm looking for the hands Taya painted. My computer's about to go kaput. Open. I'm going to crop this because I don't need all this information, and because I'm just copying and pasting actual pixels, the file gets huge for every amount of pixels that are there. So I'm going to take out as many as I can by cropping this before I copy and paste it. Select all, rotate, save, select all, copy, X out, paste, okay, and I'm going to put this in the new folder and title it Hands and Monuments. Hands. It's just nice to keep organized. There, now everything's titled. Taya's hands. I'm going to come and put here. I've got to make those the right size as well. Right, see ya. Have a good weekend. try growing those hands a little bit, and I'm going to hide and show to see if it matches up. Or I could change the opacity of this layer, then I can just see right through and see if it's working. And it looks like it's in pretty close to the right place. Maybe it could go over a little. And up a little. And be a little bit bigger. Okay, I'm going to call that good. I'm going to save. My computer's about to die. So I want to make sure that that saves. And that will do it for now. Where had we left off? The hands. Alright. This hand here, we're going to have to figure out last, because it's not done yet. In the meantime, in the lettering here, I'm not sure how that's going to work. We'll figure it out. But we have everything else, so we'll work on everything else. Okay, I'm going to show this layer. One thing that's going to be a challenge for us that we're going to have to do is make this darker than the background sky. To do that, what I'm going to do is go ahead and select the outline. Let's zoom in here. We're going to select the outlines of these hands. Which is not a perfect process, but we'll do the best we can. And then we'll adjust accordingly. This is called the magnetic lasso tool. And I'm not clicking at all, as you notice, and I'm moving this back and forth. You can see that little line. And it's recognizing areas of high contrast. And putting that line along those areas. I'm going to quick force it around that way. Okay. So I've got an area selected. Now I'm going to change the lasso tool to polygonal so that I can just click, add, just clicking shift to add the selection. Okay, and what I want to do is make this all go away. I want to delete it. But instead of deleting it, where I actually lose all the pixels and they're gone forever, in case I want to get them back, I'm going to click on Add Layer Mask down here. And what that did is, it actually did the opposite of what I want it to do. Let me edit undo. I'm going to select Inverse. And then click it. Okay, so now it's hidden everything else. And I'm going to do that same thing over here. So I'm going to actually undo that. And go back to the lasso tool. magnetic lasso tool. And we're going to do the same thing we did over there here to these hands. Do-do-do. The magnetic tool will just make its own anchor points every so often if you don't click. But if you click, then it can be a little smarter and know for sure that you want it to stop at a certain point. That's why I'm stopping kind of at the crevices of the hands to make sure that, or the fingers, to make sure right at the bottom of the fingers there it gets stopped. If you ever mess up like that, this anchor point right here is not where I want it to be. I just press backspace or delete, and then I can go back a step and reset it how I want it. Okay. Whoop. Speaking of which, back. So I'll do my own clicking for a minute, make sure it gets what I want. Okay. Now I'm prepared to... I think this is going to work. Uh-oh, whoops. Well, that's funny, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to have to do something complicated to just save myself all that work. I'm going to save this selection. This just makes the channel within the file, saves the selection. And it's weird because I made the selection to where this is selected and then outside of this is selected. And that's not what I meant to do. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to unselect with the polygonal lasso tool this one. Then I'm going to select inverse. Oops. Select inverse and I'm going to unselect this side. And I'm going to save this selection as a different one. And 2. Then I'm going to load the original selection. Hands weird. And now I'm going to unselect everything on the other side. So right now that's what's selected is in red. I just pressed Q to go to quick mask. What a mess. And we're going to try to load selection and add to selection. Hands 2. It's doing the opposite of what I wanted again. I'm going to do edit and undo. I don't want to load that. I'm going to select inverse. I'm going to save this selection as hands 1. And I'm just going to hope that by adding hands 2 to hands 1, no, that didn't work. Select inverse. Okay, we're just going to do this more complicated way. We're going to copy the layer. We're going to delete that mask. And we're going to load the other one and make it. Okay, so now there we go. That's all I was really trying to do. Didn't want to do it in such a complicated way. And what I'd like to do is somehow merge these two together. Preserve. See what happens. Fine. We're going to have to do left and right. Okay, what I'm going to do now is select the brush tool. And as I paint on the mask, it's going to paint away fingers. So I'm painting here, and goodbye fingers. I'm basically just trying to get rid, not of the fingers, but of the white. There's a Doctor Who episode, my brother tells me. There's a bunch of zombie hands with eyes in them trying to like reach out from the ground and like, you know, kill people or whatever. And with this process being kind of sloppy right now, kind of reminds me of that. Alright, I'm going to save. And I'm actually going to save as, because I want to rename this. Okay, on to the monuments, which Terrell drew, and then I neglected to have him actually paint them, which is fine. We're going to take this color and just kind of copy it over there. So instead of opening the file this time, I'm just going to, well, no, we'll open it. So we'll open the file just like before and kind of edit it up. Crop. Copy. We're going to get out of this. I'm going to save those changes and paste. Now I'm going to do something different here. I'm going to first off select inverse. No, I'm not. I'm going to keep it here. I'm going to do what's called multiply, where all the white just becomes transparent. Click. Okay. I'm also going to separate these two line drawings. Okay, so cut, paste, and make that one multiply as well. Okay. Monuments, line, mittens. I'm going to call this one Monuments Stagecoach. Okay, now if I remember right, let's just check here. Hide those layers. Okay, so this was going to be Stagecoach and such. This was going to be the other monuments in here. Okay. Needed a reminder of where everything's going. Okay. This line's going to be a little skinny. That might be a problem. But we'll figure it out. Monument Stagecoach. Looks like that'll work really good. And really well, I should say. Okay. How come I can't see the sketch? That's funny. I just want to see this. Huh. I'm going to copy this and put it right up top so that when I need to, I can just show this whole sketch. Template. And I'll make it multiply. And now I can compare Terrell's drawing to the one from the sketch and kind of get it in the right place. So it looks like it needs to just shrink a little bit. Not much. Just a wee bit. Oh, maybe not. No, it's just about right. Maybe just a tad. There. I'll call that good. And I'm going to hide that again. So this is all going to need to be colored purple. But first, I'm going to erase a couple sections of this, like where those gray little things are showing up. Okay. And what we're going to do now is take the clone stamp, then you press Alt to take a sample of a certain area, which notice the brush now becomes the same as this. If I was to do the thumb, I'd be painting the thumb somewhere because it took a sample of that, and I would start painting and cloning this. I'm just going to clone this texture and color into the monuments here is my goal. I'm going to do it on a new layer. It's going to be under the lines. Control Shift, make it a little bit harder, edged. Okay, I'm just going to kind of repeat that a bunch of times. Whoops. I'm going to start on the bottom actually. Bottom here, bottom corner. Kind of straight up. Okay, now I can just take a sample of this whole area and do the same thing. And it's faster because I already have it kind of covered. If I do this sort of thing, it's fine. Click, click, fixed. Right. Do it again. Now a lot of this texture might go away. That's fine. So this is me painting Terrell's portion for him because I forgot to tell him to. Oh, deadlines. Edit undo is your friend. Man, is it ever your friend. Control Z or Command Z on the Mac. Almost there. Oh, it's hard not to get impatient at this point. Okay. I'll make sure, if anything, I've gone past the lines but not before the lines. So I just have to erase anything that needs erased, but not add anything new. I'll do that now. Eraser tool. Click. Erase that out. By the way, I've done this all with just my finger on the trackpad. In other words, the mouse kind of. I have not yet even, started to use my fancy schmancy tablet with the pen tablet. I suppose it would have gone a little faster with that. I should probably hook that up soon. But first, I'm just going to celebrate that I have that pretty much done. Control 0 lets you see the whole thing all at once. To back up, if I'm zoomed in, I can just press Control 0. Now it shows the whole thing. Take this down a little bit to match on the left. Okay. Okay, it looks like my hands painting is offset for some reason. I'm not sure how that happened, but we can fix it just fine. Click, Shift, click V, or the move tool, and I'm just going to move it to the right. That's pretty close. On the monuments here, I may need to adjust the drawing just a little bit so that this line feels like it lines up. So let's see, how can I best do that? What I'm going to do is take both of those, Control T. I'm now able to stretch and adjust and manipulate it. I'm going to rotate it very slightly and grow it a little bit. So it still looks kind of straight. Even when I rotated it, it looks straight. That's all that matters, how it looks. Does it look straight or not? There. Now I can fill in the gaps. Okay, we've got the bottom level. Hooray! At any important point when you've just finished a big area, always save. I'm now saving. Control S, Command S on the Mac. Okay, and now let's take. This is going to go here. This other monuments sketch that goes in the glass vase there. Put that in like so. There's also that gray thing again. I'm seeing that little gray blurry line that we need to take out. So I'm going to erase that. Okay, that's more or less where it is. I'm We need this to match a little bit more what we had here because you won't be able to see that these are the mittens at all from a distance. And this is covered up by the logo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grow some of this drawing and shrink some of the other drawing. So I'm going to grow this left part of the drawing and shrink the right part. So select with the marquee tool, just selected. Then I'm going to do Command T for transform, which makes it bigger. Shift so the proportions stay the same. I'm growing it. Done. And I'm going to move it this way, like so. Deselect, Command D. And let's see if I missed anything up. Oh, that fit pretty good. We'll keep this. This might be fine. We'll just keep it. I think all I want to do is maybe just move this line up a little for design's sake. And so again, marquee, select, Command T. And what I'm going to do now is just scrunch it up and pull it out. And enter. There, that's in place. Save. Okay. Now, Tannen did a painting of the sunset thingy here, kind of the hint of a sunset, and a silhouette is supposed to kind of match this. Let's see how we did there. Pull that up next. So open. And we're going to go to, let's see. Where are we? Okay, I delegated scanning these to some great kids, but it looks like they messed up. They didn't scan everything, so we do not have Tanner's painting scanned yet. Boo. What we're going to have to do, I have my phone here. I'm going to be right back because I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of it and upload it, and then